Can you take 8 Reese's Pieces, shove them in a blender, blend them up, throw some protein in there, and call it healthy? Get the size that he is. You can't. It's not possible. And he's promoting this, and he's saying it, and that's why kids on TikTok love him. All right, welcome back, guys, to the Riff Podcast, episode number 60. We're going to jump right into it, all right? This is about Sam Sulek, okay? If you're not familiar with who Sam Sulek is, basically he is the guy who has kind of changed the way, like, I think a lot of people who are in social media, a lot of people who are doing that, he's kind of changing the way people think of things, right? So, back in, like, when social media first started, or I guess when media, whatever, like YouTube, Instagram, all those sort of things, it was like your own life, right? Your own personal self. Like, it was social. It was your life, and you put it out there on the internet, vlogs, those sort of things. Then when Logan Paul and those guys, the Viners, started coming in, then they started making it about how crazy they could do, how they could get the most attention. It wasn't about their lives. It was like how to gain attention.
It was basically like a 10 or 20-minute Vine video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a 10-minute Vine video is all they did because they came from Vine, which was attention, right? And they just wanted to see how to get the most attention. And so then they turned social media into media. And so gathering attention, right? Because media is trying to attract attention from whatever. Yeah. So they kind of turned into that. Then Mr. Beast saw all this, right? So PewDiePie was another one. But PewDiePie, I guess playing video games, maybe that's attention as well.
I was going to say like PewDiePie because I was thinking of him kind of in the group of really not having to edit much. Just like video of him talking and people were like, PewDiePie.
Yeah, like, PewDiePie. Whatever. Right? So he was, I think being video games, he was a mix of a little bit because then he started getting paid, right? And when money gets involved, then attention, and now you need attention, right? Yeah. So then Logan Paul and Jake Paul, I think they really blew that up. And then you started to see, okay, now you can make money from this. Then all of a sudden Mr. Beast came out, right? Mr. Beast, now he treated it as a business. Where everyone else before that didn't really care about it as a business. It was all just like how much about your own life you can share, right? Mr. Beast said, I don't care about my life. I just want views. Yeah. I want clicks and views. That's all he cared about, right? So that's all he did, creating the best video for people to get, so he'd get the most clicks and views. Well, with that, then he started making money. Now is a business behind that. People started realizing, understanding, oh, now we can make money, and you can like make not a little bit of money, a ton of money with this media thing. Yeah. So they started diving into that, and that was the beastification of YouTube. And then like Joe Rogan, right, on podcast, and that blowing up, and then him getting however much money, hundreds of $1 million for his podcast, and all he has to do is talk, but he's gathering attention. All this sort of stuff has really boosted media in a way in which it's fake.
Yeah, I wonder who started getting like the first like brand deals as a YouTuber, like how long ago that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure that's where the real money comes from.
I would say it's probably PewDiePie, right? Like, I would say he was one of the first when they did the whole
honestly that or
like scare PewDiePie deal.
That or honestly like like professional gamers, like just because they're part of like an organization, like a team, like on their streams they would have like G Fuel and other stuff like up there. I'm sure it was like gamers who started because they're more popular because they had like on a team. And stuff.
All those guys like Syndicate, Optic Gaming, when all that was going on, FaZe guys. Yeah, that was like FaZe crew, they had money.
Yeah, and back then, because it's not how it used to be. Back then, they'd have like 10 different sponsors like outlining their stream on the outside of their screen. Like I feel like you can't really do that now. Or people would be like,
you could, but it was just. But so that started getting into media stuff, right? Whereas before that, it was like Charlie bit my finger. Yeah. Right. That wasn't trying to go viral.
The sitting on the toilet.
Yes.
Where's the chapstick?
Yeah.
Dancing stormtroopers. All the good ones.
All the good ones, dude. It was just like being creative. It was putting your own, like, it was art. It was like, and nowadays it's not, it's like the money has taken over a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
Well, then you have Sam Sulek. Yeah. Okay. He is the guy that has came in now and completely wiped away all of that, and he's back to the roots. Raw, unedited, himself, press the record button. I guess he maxes out his hard drive or his whole entire battery and everything. Like I don't know how the battery lasts that long, but that's all he does. And he goes and lifts, and he goes to the grocery store and cooks his food. And it's an hour-long video, whatever it is, right? Like minimal. Does he even have any edits?
I've only watched that's why after I watched his first video, I thought he was gonna die down pretty fast because I watched one video and maybe it's just I'm just I like Sam Sulek, but I'm just not one of those guys that's just obsessed with him like a lot of the guys are. I think most of them are younger kids who I
think so too.
Probably watch those videos every day just because he's kind of the TikTok guy now.
Yeah.
But
so I'll tell you where I think why I think he is doing as well as he did, and two, where I do not like the guy. Okay, so
you don't like him?
I don't like the guy. Okay. So the first is I think he's doing well because he's telling people what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. But then he sprinkles in what they need to hear. Right? So here's what I mean by this, is that he's kind of do your own deal, go do your own thing so long as you're doing it for yourself to be better, right? Very gym focused around bettering yourself, right? Still self-improvement, but he's also you can do this, but also you can eat ice cream. And you can stuff your face with Christmas donuts or whatever it is, but yet he injects exogenous hormones into his body. And he achieves this physique by doing that. It's not because he's eating all of this stuff. And yes, you still work out, you still have to have a surplus of calories, but no kid in their right mind is going to achieve anything close to what Sam Sulek has achieved with his body.
Being natural. Which,
yeah.
I don't, but also at the same time, because, you gotta be completely upfront here. You do the cinnamon roll thing, which obviously you're not shooting shit in your body. But at the same time, I don't watch enough of him to know, because it is true. You can eat ice cream and still be in shape.
Yeah, no.
He's not lying about that, but I don't think I feel like he doesn't promote it as you can still eat ice cream and look like me. I don't watch enough of him to know if he's said that he's on stuff. I feel like to most people it's pretty obvious. Maybe not to younger kids. Maybe they don't know, but.
So here, let me play this.
Whole milk. If you can get enough calories in to gain weight, then I think you just got to do what you got to do. I think anybody can drink 2 cups of milk. You can do that in a second just because you're thirsty.
That he talks about.
Ice. But really, any way that you broccoli and that's your deal, then do it. Badass. But really, any way that you can change the scale, be it fucking, ice cream and sweets or fucking candies or a protein shake with 8 Reese's cups blended in with 3 cups of whole milk. If you can get enough calories in to gain weight, then I think you just got to do what you got to do.
Okay. So, buddy, I eat cinnamon rolls, right? I'm all for it. I'm all for living your life. I don't say balance is a good thing, but so long as you track it right, you need carbohydrates are not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not nutrient dense, but you can still have some carbohydrates and be fine. Can you take 8 Reese's Pieces, shove them in a blender, blend them up, throw some protein in there, and call it healthy? Get the size that he is. You can't. It's not possible. And he's promoting this, and he's saying it, and that's why kids on TikTok love him. Right?
I will say he's wrong about saying just put on weight by any means necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's saying to look like me. I feel like he probably refrains from saying that because he knows he would get the comments and stuff.
He probably doesn't say that, but he's his body and he's doing it, and so then the kids perceive it as, oh, Sam Sulek eats 2 gallons of ice cream and puts 8 Reese's Pieces and mixes them together and throws some protein in there. He looks that way, so why can't I?
Which also I think it depends on. Because if some kid doesn't work out and he's doing that stuff, he's become fat really quick.
Exactly.
But I remember some kid that went to our school. He was a grade beneath us, and he ended up going to play college at Texas State. He was not that big in high school, and then he was telling me what his protein shake was, and he was kind of scrawny guy, but he still has a nice build. He was like, "Yeah, I do 3 scoops of protein, 2 scoops of ice cream, legit 2 Reese's cups, whatever. And he got ripped, but it's because he was also putting the work in the gym.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You're a college athlete, and you have the regiment that comes with being a collegiate athlete by a Division I school.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have you're burning so many calories. Like when I was running as much as I was doing, I could have calories and not gain weight.
I think that's what he's doing. He's the stuff he says is true. He just doesn't tell the whole truth. That you can do that, but you also have to do 3 times the work.
And you know what? Maybe he does, right? We're just taking clips.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why TikTok, and I think he's getting these TikTok kids to love him so much, and the way that he does is because he doesn't clip those up.
Yeah.
You know, some other kids clip those up and send it of him. And so now we see this clip, and maybe he does explain it. So for me to say I don't like him, I don't like the clips that I see of him on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. If I've never met the guy. I can't cast any judgment on him or what he's doing. I do not like that clip particularly because I think it's promoting something that is not good for our generation, for the younger generation, and for people. In order to live a happy life, you don't need to shove your face full of ice cream and Reese's and go work out. Yeah. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be very sad because you work out for an hour, maybe 2 hours a day, and then what? Yeah. and then what? Then you just feel lethargic. You had all that sugar. You have your sugar crash now. Now your blood glucose levels are thick as can be. It's like when you shove dirt in a water hose and then you turn on the water hose and nothing comes out. Yeah. Same thing. It happens with your blood. And so now we go 10 years down the road. Now how are we? How is Sam Sulek in 10 years?
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's less to do with what he's eating and more with what he's injecting, but
it's all of it. No, it's all of the things combined, and it's to a point to where think about your future. Think about where you want to go and where you want to be as a person, as a man, on your purpose. What is your masculine purpose? Sam Sulek, what is his masculine purpose? Is he 70% selfish, 30% selfless, or is he 100% selfish, or 90% selfish? How much of Sam Sulek? How much is he actually giving to other people? Right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, like you said, we're seeing clips. Like most clips I see of him, he seems like one of the most genuine guys on like social media.
No, I agreed.
And like that's why I honestly like him. I feel like he's not trying to do stuff for clicks and views. He's just living his life. And if you want to listen. So I mean, like he's saying that stuff, and he has an audience, but also I mean he's just living his life, and people are watching it.
True. So you're saying why should he form around because now he has an audience? Why should he change?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking?
Which I can see how people would argue, be like, well, but you're influencing so many people. You need to have good takes. Yes and no. That's the reason why so many people like him is because he doesn't change his take. He's just genuine.
So I'm not saying he should change. And I'm not saying by any means that like he should live his life however he wants. The fact that he's giving advice, right, to kids. Like you can, like, if you want to, as we said, if you want to eat chicken and rice and broccoli all your life, go do that. That's awesome. But he's like, so long as the scale is moving, and then he shows us 2 tubs of ice cream. Yeah. So long as the scale is moving and he throws it in his basket, then that's what you need to do. Anything that works in that way, then that's where you need to go. If you need to throw 8 Reese's in the thing, whatever. Where I'm like, kids are actually listening to you. Okay, you're living your life. Yes, like if you want to do that, by all means, like that's your life. Like inject whatever you want, put whatever fuel you want in your body. That's okay. Do you need to recommend that to kids? Do you have the authority to do that? I guess you've been deemed it by the TikTok gods, the media gods, or whatever it is. I guess maybe whoever, but it is, and that's where I say it's telling these kids what they want to hear. They want to hear that they can eat 8 Reese's Pieces and 2 tubs of ice cream and get jacked.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hear that.
It could also just be like ignorance, not in a bad way, but like, for instance, like my trainer I had like 2-3 years ago, he was big old ripped dude, like yoked. And every time I was like, yeah, like what kind of stuff do you eat every day? He's like, I eat whatever I want. He's like, and he was like in shape, like, but I think for like those big guys who do it, he probably was. Yeah. But for those big guys, like in their head, you can eat whatever because that's what they do and it works. Yeah. So he might be thinking like anybody can do it because I mean I did it and it works, but it's different for other people. Like it's hard to see from every perspective whenever you're just used to being the big guy eating whatever you want every day and it works out for you.
No, and it does. And that's where there is some sort of like, there's an issue because behind personal training, there is no degree. There is no curriculum. It's everyone thinks they're a personal trainer, right? Yeah. Because they got in shape, because they were obese and now they're not.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone thinks that they can help other people doing it, but they don't understand the actual science behind it, the logic behind it. And I was in that same situation 2-3 years ago, right? I thought, I got in shape. I was able to do it, so I can go help other people do it, right? Yeah. And then you start to learn as you actually start coaching people, like, oh, wait, people's bodies are different than mine. Yeah. Okay, maybe we got to do this instead. And then you start researching behind it, and then you realize, oh, wait, I was wrong. Yeah. I was wrong when I said that protein is the only thing that matters. Yeah. Right? Because it's not. Because if you only eat chicken breast, there's a lot of protein in that. You're going to hit your calories, and you're going to hit your protein levels. If that's all you ate for the rest of your life, you will die early because you don't have the amount of nutrients, micronutrients that you need in order to live. You don't have magnesium, you don't have zinc, you're deficient in so many micronutrients that you're not actually going to be healthy. Yeah. But yes, you're going to hit your protein level, and yes, you're going to hit your calories, and yes, you're going to be shredded, but you're going to be in a deficit so far, in a macro and micro deficit, that you're not going to be able to live. Yeah. And so, that's what people, they think they know it all, and then they recommend this stuff. And I mean, I'm not dogging on Sam Sulek I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to dog on the guy. I do like that there's an authentic person out there, someone who's not trying to just get clicks and views. It is kind of like,
maybe he is relieving. And he's a mastermind at it.
If that is him, which that's what there has been like talk of that, where maybe he was just like, he saw that
he is so smart that he plays dumb to get you. Hey, if he is, I'm still proud of him. That's good stuff.
That's kind of like that's the meathead stuff where you're like, nah, I guarantee if you talk to the guy, like, he's a meathead. Yeah. He's just like, he doesn't care. Yeah. Because I've met a few of those guys where I'm like, okay, there's nothing going on in your head. Yeah. Okay. So no, I'm not trying to dog on the guy. I'm just trying to bring up another perspective in that maybe look into some of the stuff and where that information is going of what you're saying, because people are listening. Kids are listening. And if you're telling them to eat 8 Reese's Pieces and ice cream, may not be beneficial for everyone.
And also telling the viewer, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
do your own research.
Yeah, maybe that's a better thing.
Because for me, like when the trainer said, do all this, luckily for me, I know I can't just go eat anything or else I'm not going to lose the weight. So I was like, well, good for you, pal, but I'm eating my chicken.
Yeah. So. Exactly. No. So yeah, maybe as a viewer, take it with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, it's funny to see, but just be wary of what you intake from the idols that you look up to, or from the people, even us. Like, some of the stuff that we say may not be factual at all times.
Everything I say is right, but you might question him.
Fact check me. Yeah. We'll have like that fact check. It's in debates. Yeah. Something like that. Or we have you guys. Let us know in the comment section if we got something wrong. We are here every Monday and Friday. We'll continue to be here for the dawn of time. We're a new setup. We're fixing things up, making it good and better for you. Yes, we do read your comments, and yes, we are trying to make it better for you. So if you did appreciate the video and you liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to be here again next Friday. And guys, take it easy. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.